Beat it up.
That stuff is not doing its numbers though. It's just regular shit out there. That's what I'm telling y'all, man.
What you mean?
That shit ain't doing it. It ain't no such that shit ain't going platinum and shit, man.
What the big dog shit is? Yeah, it is.
Nah, the Eminem shit, the Busta Rhymes, that shit ain't going platinum and all that
Nas,
shit.
yeah, Nas did go platinum.
Well, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, that shit ain't going platinum. That shit's regular shit, man.
Jay-Z gonna go platinum. Like Nas gonna go platinum. Jay-Z gonna go platinum.
The first King Disease ain't go platinum.
Jay-Z shit platinum. His last album shit.
No, I said the first King Disease ain't go platinum, right?
See, here's the thing. Now platinum is a different kind of. It's streaming platinum.
Right.
People are streaming those numbers platinum. You're not selling physical platinum no more.
If you stream platinum, that's really platinum because it takes a lot to stream a fucking million. It takes a lot.
I mean, how much?
That's harder than selling a million.
Nah,
streaming a million is harder than selling a million.
What's the rec? Go on your phone. How much is how many streams is platinum?
It was still a million. It's still
a million streams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's easier to do than
that's easier.
Yeah, than to sell a million. Yeah.
What you saying, Raz?
I said niggas got videos YouTube with 14 million right now.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like Jake. Somebody. I forgot who it was. Somebody. Nigga song. Fuck. I can't remember. Anyway, nigga song was out 3 days. Nigga was already at like 3 million. But like niggas is doing these on the streams, and that is the new sales because people don't buy in vinyls like that. The vinyls and the CDs only sell in Europe and Japan. But they're buying hip hop. They're not buying the trap. So we still have a way to make our money. Our base has kind of shifted. But I think my argument is that our base is now going to become what's regular in America again. America turned its back and got trapped out and turned it back on hip hop. And then they only cared about the Jay-Z's or the Eminems or the Kendrick Lamars or the J. Cole's, and they got to be hip-hop. Meanwhile, everybody else was stuck trying to figure out what dance move and crate they gonna run up to be important. This shit coming back with niggas. And then Griselda and them found that lane where niggas could feel like niggas again and stop acting like bitches and all their music, trying to make strip club music.
I feel like the lane has always been there. Like, cause like what we said earlier, like as far as like, you know, we used to have all these lanes where Biggie, Latifah, Boot Camp, Wu-Tang, all of it, you know, when all of the doors was open, then they closed all the doors and they just left the trap door open, and it felt like, you know, the people felt like they had to do that to get on. You know what I mean? So that's so the industry reflects that. But I always felt like what I've always said is this, like people say like hip hop is dead. I'm like, hip hop is like that's because you letting the radio and mainstream media control your perception of hip hop. The Hot 97s are gonna play the same 12 songs all day, but go online and you got all of your favorite rappers that you love, they still putting out shit for the most part. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's always been there, but I just feel like a lot of the niggas, the real hip hop niggas, it took us a while, or it's taken us a while to adjust to all of this internet shit, all of this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because the niggas who are writers are really writers. You understand what I'm saying? The niggas who do hip hop, you know, you put all of that effort into being dope. You don't, you know, it's hard to learn the internet now. To learn how it's still shit on IG I don't know how to do that I need to know how to do.
Here's the thing though, when it comes to like what people consider hip hop or whatever, right? I think because of the fact that the sound of boom bap hasn't really like adapted to blend with trap music that much, that's the reason why people are feeling like it's like an outdated sound, but it technically it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like you could. That's one of the reasons why Ill Mind, when he started doing the whole boom, what does he call it? Blap. When he started calling everything blap or whatever, that's why his sound started taking off, because he was mixing boom bap drums and then having trap breaks in his music. You know what I'm saying?
That's when I ask those niggas like Raz and Rock. trap is not real hip hop?
It is to me.
Yeah,
Like
it's all
these things
rap.
is not real hip. These other things, these not real hip hop.
I believe it's all hip hop. I do.
No, because I heard you when you was talking, you was like the real hip hop niggas.
Yeah, because I say that. I mean I say that with air quotations. You understand what I'm saying? Like the real hip hop. You got people who fit. If it ain't lyrical, it ain't real hip hop. If it's trap, it ain't real hip hop. So I'm just speaking. I'm just speaking to the types of hip hop that people do consider real hip hop. When I say that, you know what I mean?
That's what you were saying too, Raz?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people will categorize the real hip hop off of
I think all that shit is
the
hip hop.
type of drums, the type of beats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't subscribe to that.
Comes in the lyrical stuff.
Yeah, I don't like when shit is different and it ain't what they like. So people try to say that's real and this is this and
no, I don't subscribe to that.
All right.
It's just like Pete Rock did Filters. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many how Dre does replays. Like it's
right.
Yeah.
What I do believe is like
sample and it's
my bad. Hold on. Time out. When I talked, I cut you off. So say that over again.
Oh no, I said that to me, trap again is just an evolution of a production style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Pete Rock, for example, Pete Rock did Filters, Premier, Chops. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would say just to further this argument, it's not even an argument. To further agree with you, Sterain. I mean, look at what Justin and we're doing. That it's damn near EDM trap.
Mm-hmm.
It's boom bap by presentation because the rest is what you put on it. You know what I mean? So I can hear the same beat and it can turn into an R&B song, it can turn into a jazz record, or it can turn into a bar out, or a nigga can get on it and say the same thing over and over again, and I'm gonna call it trash because I understand making a hit record. So my argument is not about production. When I'm talking about like garbage music, I'm usually talking about how they trained artists to not be artists. They trained rap everybody to sound the same, and this shit was about. I remember when if you sounded like somebody, you was doomed. You were
biting.
And now
they completely stopped saying that.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm the Rockness Monster. Dopest voice in hip hop ever. Yes, ever. Ladies love my voice. You know what else ladies love? Ladies love cool shirts. And we got some of the coolest shirts you ever seen in your life over here. They don't shrink, they don't wrinkle, they don't fade. The best part about it is they feel good. Real good, I promise you. You put this shirt on and women are gonna hug you different. We also got matching socks and neck gaiters for whichever shirt you order. Speaking of ordering, to order go to rocknessbcc.bandcamp.com. Go there and have a blast. Knock yourself out. Rock on, rock on.
Let me say one quick thing to that point, Raz. That whole thing is that's a business model that the industry set up basically because they do all the demographics and all the analytics, you know what I'm saying, to say like this right here will sell the maximum amount of records. So then of course they signing people. They just trying to make sure that they get their investment back, and then because they got the money to put behind these artists, they become the forefront artists more than the people that are really the grassroots.
Over being creative,
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Here's the saving grace. Like we brought up Griselda earlier, right? I feel like I sincerely believe that, and salute to Griselda. I feel like what they did, what they're doing, is something that we all should have been doing. We just didn't know how to do it yet. We didn't know to do it yet. You got a lot of people who was trying to adapt to the new shit, and them niggas was just doing what they do and doing it consistently. You know, they learn marketing and shit like that. Like if you learn marketing, it's like, you know, them niggas shit sound like the grimiest shit ever. Like half of their beats don't even have drums, I swear, or whatever. But it's dope. They kind of dope. And they just have been consistent with it. I feel like that's all you gotta be. Like with somebody like Rock Marciano, somebody like all of these dudes right now, Stove God, what's some name? Like what's the smoke nigga name? He used to run with Cam and the niggas. Dark skin, the fucking I can't think of his name right now. Not 40 Cal.
J.R. Ryder?
No. He's like one of those.
Rel?
No.
He used to run with Cam.
Now, he used to run. He was one of those Dipset like he was. I think he was connected to them niggas. But huh?
Don't call him a flunky. You almost.
I know. Because when he said it, I was like, oh Lord.
Nah. I'm definitely not gonna call him a flunky, but he dope and he got a fucking following now. He just keep doing it. Like, I done been to shows with him headlining this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's
Who
a real.
are you talking about?
The nigga is the smoke. He one of them smoky niggas, like smoke a lot, like Smoke Dizza.
Yeah.
Smoke Dizza. Oh.
Smoke Dizza.
You know what? Again, you are right. I agree with you. A lot of our brothers that didn't get on when we got on, they had the luxury of not being spoiled. We were spoiled. We used to the labels. These had to learn how to go through it and be their own marketing, promotions, and crush it. So actually, I mean, watching Gun and Westside Gun and just watching his work ethic and what they did and his vision, we've pretty, fairly regularly just on some human shit. He's a smart nigga, man. He was actually locked up with Blue. They was in the feds together and shit, so they already knew each other. So the nigga had time to understand the campaign, and he always was like, end of the day, I'm really the fashion nigga. Conway, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let Conway bars. Like, nigga, they're smart. Them niggas know how to market. I'll be learning from all these niggas because I learned from, them niggas is 23 now. Like, they know how to do shit on Instagram that I still ain't figured out because I'm too busy, learn a little bit. But, if you don't...
That's me.
Like I said.
Yeah, I mean, they basically just fought against the system. You know what I'm saying? They kept doing exactly what they doing until everybody adapted to them instead of them trying to adapt to the system.
If you follow me on Instagram, it looked like I know what I'm doing. I know how to do a lot of shit, but it's still a bunch of shit I don't know how to do yet. Like I said, I need to know how to do this shit. It's definitely a learning curve. But I got a question for you, Raz. Do you have a funny Sean P story?
Thank you for listening to Monster Mondays podcast. Please join us every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. West Coast time and 11 to 1 a.m. East Coast time. Every single Monday, Monster Monday on the Dash app. Also, check out these awesome shows from the rest of our podcasting family. Funny Farm, East New York Radio, All Elements Mix Show, The Star Power Collective, La Cosa Nostra Radio, 5150 Mix Show, Block News Live, Vinyl Coffee Mix Show, and Hidden Gems. Check them all out under the Delicious Vinyl radio station.